money is not the only thing that takes care of people well. Managements have to take care of the employees also so that the organization has to grow. The recognition is one aspect of sustainable engagement.
Come to HR, what is the objective of the HR?
Objective of the HR is to ensure that the people systems are good.
When it's come to technology, and how are you going to develop your skills? Like how are you going to upskills yourself to match the current trend?
So technology has changed to help help us work more faster and productivity has gone up.
How much that going to impact our economy? As a human resource person, what your take on that?
Where is the human touch? Where is the customer care?
That's what.
Forget HR people. Customer is king, right? For any organization. There is no, because so much of use of technology and productivity being driven. I think the human touch is going away everywhere.
When you start learning or upskilling yourself, you're going to reach in a different level.
At a work group level, at a unit level, at the organization level, multiple activities are planned based on the findings of the engagement survey.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the episode 30th, the Lead & Speak podcast. Today we have HR is working one of the well-known organization as a manufacturing industries. He has more than 20 years of experience in diverse industries, including FMCG, durability, pharmaceutical. And today he shared a lot of things about HR, employee engagement, employee happiness, then people system, how HR functions work, what are the challenges, you need to adapt new technology, how are you going to empower, what are the upskills you need to do. All this is shared in such a way that we got a lot of info from this episode. Let's dive in and do the conversation with Sanjay Mitra. Thank you so much for coming, Sanjay sir.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
I know it's been difficult to catch you. I'll be trying from last 5 months, and thank you so much for
a lot of things happening. So thanks for the patience.
Thank you so
and
much.
I think this is a first experience for me sitting for a podcast, and thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And I hope I do some justice for your program.
100% boss, definitely. Let's start with your about your personal life, like where you born, your education, what's your parents doing. Just to start with that.
So I was born in Bangalore.
Okay.
And brought up in Bangalore, but my father was in government service. So
okay.
As a child, I have travelled across the state of Karnataka.
Oh.
He was part of the government service. He was an IAS officer.
Okay.
And my mother also was in service. But after I was born, she was in the state education department.
Mm-hmm.
And after I was born, she quit the job and she was at home, taking care of home. So I studied all through in I started studying in Tumkur as a child. Then I was in Bangalore for some time, and then we got transferred. And then I finished my schooling in Bangalore from Kumarans in the year 91. And then on I did my BCom. We had started a business for some time, and then after that I joined MBA from St. Joseph's. Before that, I had done an evening course with Bharati Vidya Bhavan in IRPM, Industrial Relations Personal Management.
Okay.
And that's how probably...
It's in Bangalore again?
In Bangalore,
okay.
In Bangalore itself. Probably that's where I got initiated towards HR as a profession. That I went because many of my friends had also thought, and we all joined together for the evening institute program along with the business. So that was an everyday program for 1 year. And then maybe that sparked that wanting to be a part of HR profession. And all through I have been a people person, a team player, connecting well with people, etc. So even some of my friends and lecturers also said maybe it's a good profession for you, should look at it.
That is 2 years course, right?
Bharati Vidya Bhavan was 1 year course. Then I got an MBA, got into MBA in St. Joseph's Institute of Management.
Oh, that also day college, evening college?
That's a full-time, 2-year full-time MBA course.
There you
PGDM.
choose HR
as a there naturally, because I already had 1 year course in IRPM.
Then you got
it was easy for me to decide what I need to do. Okay. We had a dual specialization, but for me the major was HR.
Okay, great.
And that's how I got into HR profession.
Super.
And
my next question is this is my actually favorite questions, because this is 30th episode, and all 30 people what I interviewed, especially this, have a different story each of. What made you to choose, because you have more than 20 plus years experience in HR, and that time what made you to choose HR? Why not any other profession? Maybe you done MBA, you would have gone with the marketing or sales. Yeah. But what made you to choose only HR as a profession?
So as I told you, today's kids are very aware. They know what to do. But I think in my generation, many of us were not clear what to do, but it was more a push from family saying either a medical or engineering.
Engineering, yeah, common.
Same thing was happening at my home also, and I think my dad has also spoken to some of his friends, and he was very interested that I take up either engineering or medical. But somehow I was not keen, in science. But then I got into commerce, and then the 1 year course that I did in Bharati Vidya Bhavan, probably that got me into the HR side. And then while I was doing my MBA, HR naturally became my main
Core
subject.
subject, yeah.
Marketing became the secondary subject. And um, see, in HR, I also believe, and many of us believe, that manufacturing is actually the core of HR, which gets into a lot of laws, lot of employee relations, etc., which happens more strongly in manufacturing. So as I did my MBA, I got those days the interest was to get into IT. My generation, everybody was in IT, and that's the names that those companies were the names that people wanted to be associated with. Infosys, Wipro, or later on even the MNCs that came in. But I think destiny had something else. I was trying to do summer internship in one of those IT companies, but I got through the college I got my internship in BPL Limited. Those days the BPL Limited's MD, Mr. Nambiar,
Okay, Amir.
was on the board of our college. So
Oh,
every year they used to give an opportunity for 3 or 4
for
students
campus.
for summer internship.
Okay.
So that's how I got into BPL, saying that if I don't get anything, what will I do for internship? So I think there I did quite well in the internship, and I got a PPO there, pre-placement offer. So after I finished my internship, one of my gurus who was heading HR, the very senior HR professional called HN Srinivas. He was the head of HR. He, while I was finishing and coming out of my last day of my internship, he said, "Will you join me in my team?" So that is how I got an offer, and maybe after that it was purely in manufacturing, and that's how I've grown in HR.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, according to you, now you mentioning that it's been 20 plus years. You are there from last 20 years in manufacturing industry. How HR has evolved from 1990s to now, like, the last 20 years?
Specifically, if you see, if I had to talk about manufacturing industry, I think in the industries have seen multiple revolutions. We are that's why we call it now as Industry 4.0, because it's the
4.0
4.0 because it's the fourth revolution.
revolution, yeah.
The original revolution was industrial revolution, where it was more about mechanical manufacturing, and then it became organized manufacturing, which is most assembly lines came in, etc., which became more exploitative for people. And then the revolution started with people getting together, unions getting formed, laws coming into picture. That's how the third revolution saw. Now we're in the fourth revolution. But if you look at India also, India's post independence, all these revolutions happened in India also. Now if you get back to 80s and look at most of the, when you talk about manufacturing, most of them were in Mumbai and some parts like Bangalore and Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, etc. There's a lot of trade union movements have happened, and to claim the rights of the workers and all that. If you look back at our movies, 80s movies also, most of the movies you'll see the hero is a trade union
Like,
leader.
I remember Diwar, those kind of
Even
movies.
in Kannada
Truly,
movies, you
yeah.
can see that.
Correct.
Any language. So that was the social, so social system that existed those days. It was more about capitalist versus worker class and all that. And a lot of struggles have happened in many companies. People have also seen violence, strikes, etc. I think over a period of time, what has happened is that the the trade union movement has got stabilized, it got matured. Managements have also, the companies, organizations also have realized that there is a certain level of responsibility, a certain level of, um, uh, an approach where the managements have to take care of the employees also, so that the organization has to grow. So there is a improvement in the maturity of the trade union movements and the trade union leaders, and also there is an awareness and improvement towards the approach of the managements. Therefore, a lot of stabilization has happened in the employee relations front when it comes to employee relations
Okay.
in the industrial sector. and therefore you can see a lot of progressive agreements getting signed between managements and unions, a lesser number of strikes happening, improvement in the industrial output, etc. That is one side. But you can also see that there is a lot of change, a lot of improvement that has happened with regard to the way people, educate themselves, the training methodologies, the engagement, requirement of engagement. Now we have moved towards, requirement of social, the SA certification, etc., which is there. It's more about social accountability. It
Okay.
is not only, the organizations are not only there to make profits. It's also required to be done in a very responsible and a socially aware way, and the responsibility towards the people, towards the environment, all those things have come in, and that's the way the organizations have evolved to not only do the business, but to do the business in a more responsible and an ethical way. So that's where a lot of things like triple bottom line, etc., are being talked about, and many companies are looking at those things very progressively. Therefore, the employee relations system itself has evolved, and also the way people's, it's more about knowledge management today. It's about taking care of people to ensure that people are engaged well enough, and the knowledge remains with the organization, because it is not easy to get new people and keep training them always.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's
Correct.
how I think HR is HR. When I say HR, I always keep saying HR is not HR professionals only. The HR professionals are more like specialists.
Wow.
We are like for law. You cannot say, or I cannot say I don't know law. Ignorance of law is not an excuse. Though we are not lawyers, we need to be aware and we need to follow law.
Correct.
Similarly, when it comes to people systems, gone are the days where many people still believe that HR is HR functions responsibility. But I always keep saying that HR, the line managers, the people who are it could be a production guy or a sales guy, or it could be a in a program manager, or this one in IT industry, they are larger people managers.
Okay.
They have larger number of people to manage,
Correct.
and HR only becomes a support function which advises and takes care of things are in right place. So therefore, when I say HR, I think it's overall people systems encompassing all functions. They need to be aware of these requirements, and be very good HR managers.
Oh, got it. Got it. Okay, great. Yeah, as you mentioned, IT companies. Like for example, nowadays, what I feel that like young people who want to take up in HR profession, they prefer more in IT sector. And what is the reason for that? Like,
See, even as I
because I
told
know
you,
you are a hardcore
even I wanted to
manufacturing.
be, in my
That's what
days.
yeah, yeah.
No, actually, I think the
Is it
it's
that you don't need to interact with union kind of people?
yeah, a
Is
lot
one of the
of these
reason?
things. It
Okay.
could be also the type of offices they see.
Acha.
The type of offices they see, the type of that's more in the limelight. But if you see manufacturing or the other service industry is also not bad, but from outside
It
it
look like
looks, for example, you will see me every day going in a uniform, because I'm still part of a manufacturing setup.
correct.
But then there is a lot of comfort having an uniform. You don't have to
Actually
worry about
proud to wear.
what do
Yeah,
you wear
pride.
tomorrow is also not there.
Correct.
You always have to wear uniform. So it's very, life is very simple. But coming on a serious note, I think there is a myth, or there is a understanding. I would not want to call it an issue. There's an the way everybody, not youngsters, but everybody think that life is more easier. Like the working atmospheres are better. It could be a 5-day week. A lot of things come into picture, and therefore the attraction is to go towards IT industry, or but then when you when actually you get into the real scheme of things, if you look at an old time, brick and mortar, the service manufacturing industries, the basics and the way things are followed, be it labor laws, be it compliances to various things, be it setting up, the type of systems, or these type of operating standards that are being set up over a long period of many years, actually helps the professionals, young professionals, to make their foundations very strong
When in manufacturing.
in manufacturing
Okay.
and in the traditional
Got
industries.
it. Yeah.
All traditional industries. I'm not saying that IT industry
Yeah, I
is
understand.
bad, but then I strongly believe that those are very mature systems, and there you are pushed to, there are a lot of things that keep pushing you to ensure that things are, followed as per the expectations, be it labor laws, because and when people do that, their basics are very strong, and it helps them understand and grow well. There are a lot of systems. For example, a union in an organization ensures that people are on top of the subject. They cannot just say something to a union and get away with it, because a mature union will push you to be on top of your subject. They will ask you 100 questions. They will ask you more than your boss.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because they know their rights.
Oh,
Right. So those ways. I just gave an example. Uh, for example, if I talk about somebody working in a manufacturing setup as a production manager, the amount of stress that is there on a production system, which is linked to market, linked to costs, linked to quality, because it's a tangible thing that people need to ensure that the people convert. IT also is there. Even there, quality is important, but it's more intangible thing. Whereas systems, it's a
works,
different
yeah,
set of
correct,
things.
yeah.
But professionals who are working in this side of manufacturing or service industry, for example, hotel industry, etc., it's very tangible results can be seen.
Okay.
That's the way
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
okay.
Yeah.
You mean to say that in manufacturing or traditional way, you will get more exposure
Yeah.
compared to the IT sector?
See, I should not be saying that way,
Okay.
but then I would, without comparing it to IT sector, I would say they are more exposed to a lot of stakeholders.
Absolutely. That's
Lot
what,
of
yeah, I
stakeholders.
understand. Yeah, yeah. That's very important. Yeah, because
Yeah.
labor law doesn't make sense in a IT company.
While it is applicable to them also,
Oh, is
most
it?
of it is
But they
applicable to
don't,
them.
yeah. All
Uh,
skilled people maybe?
See, I always keep saying that, what we call IT professionals today are like the workers in the factory, right? No, it's
Yeah, yeah.
a, why do they need so many people, and why are so many people getting laid off? Because in the manufacturing industry, our workers who work on the machines are converting, making a product, right? And we are all professionals managing them. When you come to an IT industry, there's so many people actually converting a software, right? There is a
Correct.
they are creating a program or testing something and releasing a product. So that actually they are all kind of sweatshops where people are knowledge workers. They are not skilled workers. They are
Skilled
knowledge
workers.
workers,
Okay, got it.
right? So that's the requirement of that industry, and because that industry through so many years, because the opportunities are so much more, there has not been a serious need for them to come together and form a association or a group or a union. Well, already there are unions in IT industry. See, in a manufacturing setup, or traditionally over a period of time, service industry, even banks, etc., people have formed unions, people have formed associations because there was a need for them to come together and claim their rights, claim
Right.
their negotiate and do all that, because opportunity to go outside and get another job was not so easy. But in IT industry, because of so much of boom being there and opportunities being available, if somebody is not happy, they just goes to a
Correct.
next organization. Therefore, the need to get associated and get come together and ask what they want of and fight against some kind of exploitation, for example, has not been seen
In
till
IT,
now,
yeah.
but it is changing.
Oh,
See, all this what we can see, recent news of Oracle or
correct, yeah.
any company. It's all there, and it's also there is also a strong pushback for certain things that happens. For example, the Karnataka state government notified the standing orders, IT industry also, but I think it got postponed for 5 years for implementation. Now it's still due. It's coming up. So these are all certain things that happen in the stake. It's also about the ease of doing business, etc. That happens. But I think over a period of time, things will change, and I think more stability and more even in IT industry, I think that's what I feel personally
Okay, okay.
will come in over a period of
Got it.
time.
Yeah, yeah. And as you mentioned, like I know there is a lot of news around layoffs, lot of things happening in IT company. Is it same thing happening in manufacturing also?
So manufacturing trends have changed actually. If you look at the new companies that are there, uh, for example, we have the two largest iPhone manufacturing companies in Bangalore. There, and also many other companies, new companies are coming up. There, what's happening is the traditional way of employment has stopped over there. 95 to 9, if there are 20,000 people, there could be only 1,000 people are on rolls of that company.
Okay.
Everybody else is a contract labor. So, the way of, but while you look at an old organization, traditional organizations which are there, they still have, while even there, a lot of outsourcing, etc., is happening, contracting out of jobs. But there are certain core jobs, certain important jobs that are still being done by on-roll employees there. What is also happening is many companies are also moving towards, becoming brands companies. When I'm saying brands companies, traditional manufacturing companies were, core manufacturing organizations, uh, now get the jobs outsourced. So ultimately, the brand is a big brand, but the manufacturing typically doesn't happen in their scope of
Could you give
things.
me some example, like
Without,
branding, brand companies and like that? Maybe in Bangalore, some of the companies, like, you
I
know
would
any
not want
idea?
to take names
Acha,
of companies,
I agree on that.
but
Yeah.
then what I'm saying is, large, some companies which had typically about 3,000 employees on rolls,
Okay.
today has only 1,000 employees because lot of their, you know, downstream jobs get outsourced and only the final assembly happens in the organization.
Got it.
So therefore, you know, lot of changes are happening in manufacturing also, mostly driven by cost. It's all cost that drives all these, things that happen.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about outsourcing or contract employee, is it these people also get same benefit of the actual employee, the like what you call permanent employee, same benefit, or there is a difference in the
See,
benefit?
when we talk about benefits, benefit is one part of compensation. There is also, wages, salaries and benefits. So
Okay.
salaries typically would not be the same.
Okay.
Salaries, the on-roll employees naturally would be getting better
Different.
salaries,
Yeah.
but most of the benefits would be very similar. For example, the companies that, that are there, which have large contract workforce, also run transport for them. So, while
Maybe canteen
traditionally for
facility,
canteen would be
everything.
same,
Yeah.
canteen
Yeah.
would be same, transport would
Facility,
be
other facility will
provided,
be, yeah.
uniforms would be given,
Okay.
safety would be the same. So benefits typically would not be too different,
Acha,
but
only the
the
salary.
salaries would definitely be different. It's all about cost ultimately. How to
Okay.
manage costs.
But okay, that's you mean to say now big manufacturing industry is moving towards to these kind of things is all happening from so many years.
Mostly the newer, industries which are coming up, new, companies setting up factories, MNCs setting up factories. Typically they are going to this model. But
Okay.
traditional companies who have been there over a period of time, not so much. Of course, within what is already being, for example, old companies even had drivers on rolls earlier for the car drivers.
Oh,
Long back, not anymore. So now things are getting, things which are not core for the organization, that are those are getting outsourced, even in traditional companies.
okay. Like this is like if from last 20 plus years you see the
Yeah,
changes what is
yeah.
happening.
A lot of
Okay.
changes have happened.
This
Lot
is
of
good for
changes.
the organization,
Of course, good for the business.
only
It's
for
all
the
about,
cost cutting.
it's for the business, right? It's
Yeah.
ultimately, we are competing in the world. It's not only India that we are looking at today. If India has to compete with China in manufacturing, we need to look at how we control the costs. So one big cost would always be people cost. So how do we control costs without, without getting into the mode of exploitation or without getting into the mode of non-compliance is what people look at. So nothing is illegal. What is happening is not illegal, but it's more about controlling costs within the, boundaries of the legal provisions. So it's not something wrong that people are doing. That's something, the new way of looking at, people structures, people systems, and then ensuring that these costs are in control. What is also happening is larger number of people are getting employed. See,
Okay.
unless these larger companies come and set up shop and need people to run that, how will employment get generated? So that's where, you see all the governments are running after, MNCs to get investments, ask them to set up factories. So on an overall, I would say it's a developmental thing that happens for the overall the improvement of the economy, by, creating more jobs, bringing in more. I was somewhere reading that the highest number of iPhones sold in US were made in Bangalore.
Wow.
That's what I heard. I
Feel so
don't
happy
know
now
how.
to hear.
A lot of things that we see are also,
Correct.
of course, even if it is not highest, a large number would be probably getting shipped out of India.
Correct.
So it's a large number of people getting benefited out of those developments that are happening.
Okay. Don't you feel that when you talk about okay, a contract employer, this continues the thing. Uh, let's say it's not unbiased for the people who work like who have same skills or have same education background. One person get a direct company, another person get a contract employee.
See, that's what I told. Within the legal provisions, within the boundaries that are there, as far as compliance is concerned, um it is not right if a same job or similar job is done by a contract worker and a on-roll employee. So that discrimination is actually not allowed. But how it is happening is people are clearly demarcating what roles can be done by whom. So therefore, it will not be same or similar jobs. The people who are on roles would be doing very different jobs.
Okay.
People who are on contract would be doing a different set of jobs. That's how it's. That's why I said it's within the boundaries of what is being allowed.
Got it.
By the law.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, and now I think it's been like if you check 25 years and now there are a lot of technology change. Okay, and now everyone talk about AI. Uh, According to you, what is challenge for you as a HR when it comes to technology, and how you going to develop your skills? Like how you going to upskills yourself to match the current trend?
Okay, I would answer it in two ways. One is, how as HR people or how as organizations ensure that the organization adapts to the newer technologies. That's one part. Second is how as HR needs to do it. There are two different. Maybe I'll answer both.
Yeah.
See, because I'm from typically a manufacturing background, I would say a lot of changes have happened in technology. It could be both automation or artificial intelligence or machine learning, etc., which obviously helps with bringing in productivity. See, the more the automation, more the productivity. So therefore, to make the same number of product, I need a lesser number of people. So what will happen to more people who are already there? So typically, two things happen. Either many companies stop recruiting, and over a period of time, people are getting eased out, or many companies put those same employees into other jobs, therefore doing something more or something else. So definitely, we cannot do that easily without upskilling the people. So upskilling people is one very important thing that organizations need to ensure, even in the people who are working in the organization. It could be on the floor or it could be in the systems, because somebody who's filling a logbook needs to start using a system like SAP, for example. People need to get upskilled. So as HR people, or as even as managers, people managers, we need to start looking at what are those changes which are coming in, both technologically, both in automation side or also in the AI ML side, and ensure that people, we as organizations start adapting to those new technologies. People are also upskilled to manage those things. For example, if I am recruiting a set type of person, if I'm recruiting 10th pass as a worker, can I continue to recruit 10th pass? May not be. So I need to start moving towards recruiting an ITI or a diploma to manage those technologies. Correct. Or develop those people to start handling those technologies. That's one part of it. So that therefore it's very important that we keep looking at what's happening in the technology space and upskill people. And similarly, as HR, how do we adapt to the new technologies? How do we start using those new technologies? Off late I have started using chat GPT. It's made life very easy.
Oh, is it?
So I keep telling people, after pivot table and VLOOKUP, that's the best thing that has happened for people, because it's very good. It's very good, in doing notes. Of course, you can't fully depend on it.
Yeah.
95% of the job it does, but 5% you need to look at the whole thing and see if it is in the right place.
Correct.
So therefore, we need to start using it. One good example that I keep saying is when we started our profession, to read a labor law, our bosses used to throw the labor law on the table and say, "Pad ke aao kidhar hai?" Just look at which section, which page, that clause. So we had to go through sheets, after about 10-15 years back, 10 years back or 15 years back, we started getting PDF online. So start downloading PDFs. Okay. Initially, even Control F was not happening because they were scanned sheets. Correct. But after some time, proper PDFs were there. We could do Control F. Today, probably ChatGPT clearly gives out everything. So that's how technology has changed to help help us work more faster, and productivity has gone up. But we also need to start adapting. Therefore, the organizational approach towards all this also is very important. Just today, I know on Monday in our company, all senior level managers are have been called for a boot camp on AI and this one.
Oh,
Because the organization wants to people to know and see how we can use it.
correct. That's
So
very important. Yeah.
it's a big thing happening, and I think not only HR, all professionals need to start looking at how these tools can be used, and upskill ourselves also
Definitely.
to start using those things available for us.
Yeah, when we're talking about technology, like for example, let's say there are set of 10 people, okay, and by adopting a new technology, anything that, let's say only 3 people required, and 7 people don't get the opportunity. How much that going to impact our economy? As a human resource person, what your take on that?
See, as I told you, if we are not cost effective, we cannot grow. First thing, as we all know, we are competing at a global scale. The competition is something. It could be
Only the cost effective, sir, nothing else.
cost is the main thing. Unless you are making profits and reducing costs and making better profits and utilizing it better, you cannot grow. You cannot compete also. For example, if I want to convert, become a good converter for the globe, I need to be cost effective. I cannot say that my costs are higher. So nobody will come to us. They'll go to some other country. So at a larger level, it's very important to look at how you use technology to become more productive. So when I'm becoming more productive, the example you gave, um, we see that happening regularly in our places where we work, and all this goes through an agreement, with the union, because you cannot just reduce people required to do certain thing. It could be as an assembly line or a machine. If there are 4 people required to do a job, you cannot just go one day and say only 2 people work. They will not do, because it's all bound by an agreement, right? So we need to negotiate, and we need to convince, or we need to agree that yes, from tomorrow only 2 are required to run, because there are so many changes that have happened. Automation has come in, and some things are not required. Something what ML is taking care, etc. And therefore, you utilize these 2 other people or 4 people who are coming out into more better things or some other jobs. So at a organizational level, we are becoming more productive. You are using the same number of people to do more things or more output. While doing so, because you are so efficient in production or so efficient in manufacturing, more people or more organizations or more investments will happen. So at a larger scale, it's definitely helpful for the economy to grow as you become more cost efficient.
But don't you think that that's going to create unemployment also?
No, that's how we'll have to see it. Somewhere, one example, a very senior person had given in a seminar that long back, to dig a 20-acre, 20 feet by 20 feet land to excavate mud, you needed for probably 20 people for a period of. But over a period of time, you started having some improvement. Then there are JCBs, etc., excavators coming in. So you need probably only 2 or 3 drivers.
Today, yeah.
So, but what happened to other people? Obviously, as the society has grown up, they have started doing something better. That's how the overall economy improves. So, therefore, if I am efficient and I ensure that more people are coming and setting up shop in India, larger number of people get an opportunity to get into jobs. And as they develop, if you see, many people keep saying that in certain types of lower skill jobs, we don't. They accuse HR people or organizations that you don't take locals.
Yeah, correct.
But that is not that's a myth. It's a wrong thing to say, because the people who have the locals are people especially in states like Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, which have been more progressive and more economically better over a period of time. The level of the strata of people have improved, right? They either had land banks, or they had educated themselves, and therefore their children are educated much better, and they're doing much better jobs. Or they are probably an Uber driver or a gig worker, etc. But to do a lower level, lower skill job, not lower level, I'm sorry to say that, but lower skill jobs, people who are coming in to these cities are doing those jobs.
Okay.
Because for them, those jobs are not available there.
I understand.
It's not right to say that we are not.
Giving.
Actually, our local people don't want to do. They are doing much, higher skill jobs.
Correct.
So therefore, the point that I was trying to make is, as the economy grows and as people, start moving up the social strata, it's a larger development that is happening.
Correct. This what I understand is basically irrespective of any position in your work as a career, you need to upskill yourself because you
Yeah.
need to develop the skills. You need to put a lot of learning also because when you start learning or upskilling yourself, you're going to reach in a different level. Because
Yes.
even though if unemployment also, you have some skills that definitely
Yes.
can come up
Yes.
in life.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
I understand on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's very important
As a
point. Yeah,
society,
yeah, yeah. That's very very
we
important point.
keep moving up so that
Yeah, yeah.
more opportunities come for
Definitely, yeah.
larger number of people.
Correct, yeah. Okay, when we talk about employee happiness, I know IT company they more important to that, from the onboarding to the last day of the organization. How it will happen in manufacturing industries? Because I never heard so much of when you talk about employee happiness as such. Do you have any activities or employee engagement things in manufacturing also?
Employee engagement is one of the key things that we do.
Manufacturing,
Yeah.
because normally we call like IT people call as employees they're a brand ambassador. Okay, that's what I heard a couple of in podcast. I didn't heard so much in manufacturing. Like what your take on that?
No, it's a very, very important aspect
Okay,
in employee engagement. Uh, as a larger subject is a very, very important subject that we drive. It happens at two levels. See, in a manufacturing setup, which is in multiple across the country, or not a manufacturing but a larger organization. There are a set of management people who are across, and there are also units where there are unionized people, doing skilled jobs, etc. So
you mean to say
at
blue collar and white
blue
collar
collared
and white
employees,
collar?
white
Yeah.
collared
Okay, got it.
employees.
Yeah.
But white collared employees are also there in the manufacturing setup also,
Okay.
because we are all white collar who manage the who run the show. So employee engagement happens at an organization level also, where surveys happen through professional consulting firms, and year on year in my organization every 2 years there is a survey that happens. So
Okay,
that
you do
survey,
survey.
yeah, employee engagement survey in a very, very systematic manner it happens, and multiple areas are touched upon. So a lot of indexes come out. So based on those findings at each work group level, when we say work group level, it's not even at a unit level. If any person having 5 or 6 or 5 people or 6 people, 5 people or more reporting into him will get a report. What is the
Okay.
engagement score of that person?
Wow.
Right. So at a work group level, at a unit level, at the organization level, multiple activities are planned based on the findings of the engagement survey. That is one thing. Every organization, every unit also runs. In fact, to tell you, my summer project with BPL when I was doing MBA was employee satisfaction survey.
Wow.
I had done it across 10 manufacturing units.
Oh, is
So
it?
it's not something new in manufacturing. It
Acha,
was,
acha. Maybe not highlight much on that.
yes. So see, for an IT industry, it's all about attracting good talent, right? Because there, here machines are converting thing and people need to run machines. There people have to convert. Therefore, there are large, employees working in IT
Hiring
parks.
in
IT
village.
parks. For me, the experience of IT park was, I had never worked in IT. I have never worked. I had also not been to. While my wife also and all my friends are in IT, I had not worked in IT atmosphere. But 3 years in Coffee Day, I was heading HR for the operations, service, and manufacturing of Coffee Day vending. So
Oh.
yeah, I was there for 3 years, and because I was heading HR for the operations, and we had even today I think Coffee Day has the highest number of coffee machines in the country. You go to any IT park, our machines are there,
Okay.
and I was responsible for those. So I had to regularly visit the sites across India,
Okay.
and for me to see so many number of people having worked in manufacturing always, we used to always say canteens are the place, but you should actually see. You would have seen. I don't know. You should actually see the food courts of IT companies. It's chaotic. So there are large number of people required for IT organization, which is therefore you see so many layoffs because so many people are not required anymore because of automation, etc. happening. So it is all about attracting good talent. How do you attract good talent? You need to have some kind of certification, some kind of therefore it is highlighted more. But what I'm saying is, in a traditional organization, these things have been there for a long period of time. So, while BPL in my first job, before the job, my summer project was Computer Satisfaction Survey. When I joined in 2004, 2005, we did a survey through Gallup.
Oh, Gallup.
We
Okay.
used Gallup itself to do a survey for the workmen.
Acha, acha.
So we have been in manufacturing industries. People may say no, large companies, but I'm also talking about BPL where we did in-house. So it continues to happen. That is one way to survey or find
Yeah.
out what is the it is a more a diagnostic thing, but it doesn't end with the survey. What are the things that you do to keep people engaged? So there are a lot of welfare things that keep happening. A lot of events keep happening in a very very mature traditional old organization. The very old things continue to happen. We have a Tamil Fine Arts committee. We have a Kannada Fine Arts committee. We have sports committees. In which even we take part. I have played games for the company teams.
Wow.
So it's not that we all. So therefore, that is all something which people are proud about. We do carnivals for children. We continue to do
Family day.
carnivals.
Okay.
Family day. Many companies do family days every year. And even smaller companies, they take people out.
Correct.
So it's there. It's a very very prevalent thing. It's given a lot of importance, and manufacturing industries or every service industry also, all those other traditional industries have always been giving a lot of importance, a lot of budgetary allocation to do employee engagement related activities.
Okay, when you talk about survey as one of the point what you given, every 2 years you do the survey. This is like there are basic questions to be asked for the employer. How is it normally? What
See,
basically you want to do the survey?
there are multiple tools that people use.
Okay.
Like I said, Gallup is one which I don't know if they're still doing it. So every organization has has a tool. Organization, consulting firm.
If you give me an example, any one particular question.
Willis Towers Watson is one where we do currently
Acha,
along
okay,
through
fine.
them. So they have their own tool. They have their own engine. Where we can customize those areas that we want to look at. So once we customize and decide on what kind of statements, typically there are statements, they're not questions. Typically there are statements which people have to say, I agree, fully agree, or disagree, or
Okay.
those kind of things, which are validated instruments that people use. So once that is done, now it's all mostly online. Even for local service, we use a Google Sheet and all that.
Acha.
It's more easy to collect data and also to analyze. So a larger system has a back-end engine which throws out all the including presentations come out from the system.
Correct.
At various slices and various
That's true.
levels. So it's easy to start looking at those and start working on the action plans.
Okay, this is only for the blue collar employee. Or you do all with the all departments like
it
sales,
all-
marketing, R&D,
Yes,
every
the once in
department.
2 years that we do is for all the organization.
Acha, for whole organization
25,
too.
the large whatever, all divisions, all
Okay, got it. That's very important, right?
yeah.
Not only
So
particular
it's an
department.
organizational thing which does, but there are things that happen at unit level also. For example, at a unit level, the unit is responsible for their set of people. So at the unit decides to do,
What
it
kind of-
can have its own, type of questions or have its own types of events. So even within our organization, each unit has its own way of doing engagement.
Okay. But any challenges you face while doing these kind of things?
Yeah, it's all about expectation management at every level, right? Even at a senior level, people expect things. People feel that this is what I should get. So everywhere there is an expectation. So it's all about expectation management, keeping your ears to the ground, understanding what is the expectation, what was done earlier. Today for some set of people, some gift was given. Some 15-20 people were given a gift because of some activity that they have done, and not too from the unit. It came from head office. But the people said, sir, will I also get? So there's an expectation. So every event, every action that we do, we need to keep looking at the ground reality, what's happening around, what people expect, and how do you manage the expectations. Because doing something, we should also not, expectations are not managed and do something and it does more harm than good. So we need to always be aware about why and what and how you're doing things.
That's very important, right?
Yeah.
Or sometimes it backfires, right?
Yes.
100%.
It does more harm than good.
Definitely, because oh, these people only ask survey,
Ah,
but nothing is going to do it.
no,
Every 2 years, just they want to make, they will do
there
it.
have been instances in many companies, again, without taking a name, that company that they were giving company products to the employees. And one day there used to be some issue happening regularly with the union and all that. One day there was an issue saying that you don't give me a polythene bag to take this and go home. Next day the company was shut down, lockout. It never opened after that.
Oh my
I'm
God.
saying small things, how
How
large.
do you handle, let's say, you are, if a HR, how are you going to handle these kind of situation?
See, these are all very, situational things actually. As I told you,
They do purposely for
if
that?
there, we don't see, at least we don't know, we have only heard this story, but we don't know the reality behind it.
Okay.
There could be 2, 3 stories behind it.
100%, yeah.
While
But
it's
how, as
easy
a
to
HR,
believe that
yeah,
asking a polythene is,
yeah, that's
you
what, for
cannot do
me,
a,
it's simple, it's very simple.
but then
The
what was,
story will be different.
what else would have happened? Where the people not able to understand this situation and manage it. Uh, so the large, there will be multiple. One of our bosses used to say to the technical guys, he used to say, "Arey, get this done. Why are you, do it like this?" So my HR boss, the HR head, used to say, "Boss, please allow me to do my job, because people process is not like engineering process where you have a definite input and definite output.
Correct.
In HR process, there is a one input and there are multiple outputs which even we don't know what will happen. So it's always in any people process that we do dealing with people, we need to be aware about a lot of things that are around happening.
It's very tricky job, right, as a
It's
HR?
very yeah.
Because you need to balance between management as
Yes,
well as
one is
union, and if
yes,
you
one
have.
is that, and also to ensure that our other colleagues who are part of, as I told you earlier, they are larger people managers than a HR manager. I keep saying I have 5 people reporting into me directly. My production counterpart, production manager, operations head who is there, he has some 30 people reporting into him. So who is the larger people manager? It's him. So, but of course, we need to also ensure that everybody is, as HR function, we need to ensure that people are aware about those realities and become better people managers by putting a lot of systems, a lot of expectations, inputs required to be given, feedbacks to be done to people to ensure that people are well taken care of. Not only money is not the only thing that takes care of people well,
So, yeah,
but
yeah.
everything else,
Makes
around,
huge difference, yeah.
makes a huge
That's
difference.
what, yeah, I agree on that. See, when we talk about like marketing, marketing objective is basically to lead generation, okay, and sales, revenue generation. It's objective of the sales and marketing. When it's come to HR, what is the objective of the HR?
Objective of the HR is to ensure that the people systems are good. So even for example, you want to do a sales or marketing, even in a sales organization, if you don't have motivated employees, when I'm saying motivated, motivated in multiple ways. It could be the compensation system, it could be the reward systems, it could be, you know, behavioral systems. You have a very good sales manager, but a very caustic person who always keeps shouting at people. People will not keep taking it always. There will be attrition. So therefore, HR is a custodian of people systems.
People
Like I
system.
told you earlier, legal department is a custodian of law.
Correct.
HR is a custodian of people
People
systems.
system, yeah. Great.
So to ensure that each function, it could be a sales organization, it could be a research organization, and realities would be different. As requirement of a sales organization would be very different from a requirement of a research organization. So it cannot be the same systems for both. But then how well it is understood and calibrated, and ensure that the research organization does its job as expected, with all those requirements being there, and sales guys does their jobs as per their expectations, is something that all the functions like HR function need to ensure that people systems are good. Finance should ensure that all finance systems are
System,
in. That's,
compliances, everything should
see,
be.
all these are support functions. That's why we are called support functions. Finance, HR, engineering,
Correct.
and they are therefore we can get jobs in any company. HR guys and finance guys and engineering guys can go to any industry.
Correct.
But a hardcore pharma manufacturing guy cannot go to foods industry, because he knows only manufacturing pharma products.
Correct. That's true.
But I can go to a pharma company as HR because people systems are similar,
Okay.
laws are similar,
That's very, very important.
laws are similar. So same, not even similar, same, but systems are similar. So that's therefore we are support systems and ensure that we are custodians of people systems. Finance is a custodian of finance systems and controls. Engineering is engineering. All your AC, your air, your light, your water is in place.
Okay, got it. Okay, continuing with the employee engagement, according to you, what is the top priority when it's come to employee engagement, which has given more result to your organization?
See, I think the top priority would be sustainable engagement.
Okay,
No?
is it sustainable
Sustainable
engagement or
engagement,
recognition or?
no, which is recognition is one aspect of sustainable engagement, right? So recognition is very important, but then I would put managerial effectiveness as a better one. How well are the managers managing their teams? That is most important. How are they treating their people? So managerial effectiveness, I would feel, is one of the topmost priorities in engagement.
Managerial
Managerial effectiveness.
effectiveness,
How well a manager is treating his team below him.
irrespective of any
Yes.
department wise.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Any department.
Okay. That's again how you going to take care of your
Yes,
subordinate.
your
or
people, your
people's
people,
very important.
people, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next, things like when you joined like 20 years back, someone has helped you to grow yourself, and that's why you're sitting in a good position in one organization. How do you empower others, like as a HR person? Like
See,
if you understand, okay, let's say you, as you mentioned, five people in your team. Okay, I know definitely five people not be same as when it comes to skill, knowledge, or things. If you know that okay, this person has a better future, are you going to focus only that person, or are you going to empower that person, or are you going to take everyone in a equal things?
so I would see. I'm very a person who would empower people. That's my style of working. So somewhere we were reading, vast. One of my colleagues forwarded that there are two types of leaders: one is a hen kind of leader and a duck kind of leader.
Okay.
Where duck, the mother duck goes front, all the ducks come behind. But a hen allows the chicken to go in front and comes behind. So what kind of leader are you? Was something that came up in
Amazing, amazing.
WhatsApp. So I believe that I'm like a hen, where I allow people, empower them to do their jobs and be behind them and,
Absorb.
come in only when, something is going wrong, kind of a thing. So why am I doing that? Because probably I have been groomed like that by my leaders. Or see, you always, you work with multiple people, and for me, I worked in multiple companies also, in different types of companies. And anybody, even you, for example, in your own career, you would have worked with multiple people, but you look up to only those 3-4 people. Why do you look at those 3-4 people? Not that they are the perfect or they are the best. In them, you would have seen highest number of positives, and that you would have tried to emulate and be like that person. They will have the 3-4 people whose good qualities you want, in you, and be like them. So probably I also have similarly about 3-4 people whom I consider like my gurus. I don't call everybody my guru, but
Yeah.
so I call them my boss, but they are not. Everybody is not a guru.
Correct.
So those, I think those are the things that have evolved me as a person, as a professional, and I would want. I try to use that style itself to help my team members in my team to grow the way they grow, and many of my team members are doing well, and I feel very proud when even my earlier team members keep calling me even now and asking for guidance and suggestion.
Wow.
And obviously it talks that they have
Something is given. Yeah,
they look
that's
up to me to
yeah.
guide them in certain things, both professionally and personally. So I think that way it has been a good journey, and happy to because somebody has helped us one day, right? We also need to give it back.
Do you have any system for learning in organization? Because as we discussing about upskill or knowledge to be improved, do we conduct any workshop? If you're conducting workshop, how is the intensity? Like, is it be like monthly ones or quarterly ones or yearly ones? Or how do you do?
So every organization we have different ways of doing it, right? Some places it is very generally decided that these are the workshops that we are doing, it's nominate people. And in some places, currently what we do is we have a process of sitting with the people and understanding their career aspirations, you know, and then what are the areas that they want to develop. So this discussion happens. This is not a performance appraisal, but a different discussion, developmental
Just
discussion.
brainstorming something like
Yeah, you know, it's between the boss and the subordinate, similar to a performance appraisal. But this
Okay.
is purely only we discuss about developmental areas.
Got
You know, what is your career aspiration, and what are the areas that you feel you need some inputs. And I can also, as a leader, tell ki maybe you should look at this. So based on that, we calendars come out.
Okay, got it.
There could be, for example, some 10 people need communication. So we do a communication workshop for those 10 people.
Super, got it.
So there are some programs that the corporate runs, some programs that the division runs. Very, very, the calendarized programs. Every year they run that. So we nominate some people for those, depending on those requirements.
Okay.
So that's how it happens.
Yeah, I think it depends on the organization to organization.
Every organization, but every organization does it in its own way. Some allocate a lot of budget to it, some not so much. So we do simple programs there. But all good large organizations give a lot of importance. Many of them have leadership institutes of their own. So that way, I think many of them have skill institutes. There are skill institutes where people are setting up smaller, a small workshop or a small lab kind of a place where people are nominated to go and learn how to handle those skill jobs. So those things are all being done.
Got it. Super. And as you shared that last 20 years, how the HR has evolved, right? Now, according to you, what challenge is going to face coming years?
I
In
think-
HR, what challenge you think, oh, these are the challenges going to be there for HR?
See, the challenge would be more with regard to adapting to technology. That would be a challenge. But yes, it's an opportunity also. And as I told you, we need to upskill. People of older generation like me, we need to upskill and start understanding those newer technologies and start using those. Even if you don't use, understand those. What happens there. That is one. And as a larger thing, I think lot more types of industries will evolve over a period of time. I would want to call them as opportunities than challenges.
Okay.
But some people may feel it is a challenge. For example, gig workers is a new thing that's happening. I don't see a lot of HR happening there. It's faceless currently, according to me. I don't know how much HR happens in those organizations, but while there is a law that has come out, gig workers welfare act that has come out. Karnataka state is one of the first to implement the act. So I think those are the areas which would be newer for people to start adapting. A lot of ER may come up, employee relations, industry relations will come up in IT side is what many of us believe.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things have to still fall in place, things that are happening. So that many of us feel there are opportunities than challenges.
That's good. That's good perspective, point of view looking at
Yes,
this.
as a professional.
Yeah. Okay, and as a, for example, let's say there's a lot of technology happening. Like that's what you to adapting new technology will be one of the challenges what HR going to face, right? And there's too much of technology is there. Every day, every week, there's a lot of change going to happen. As a person, like, do you think that there is a lot of things happen, technology? That's what the personal touch, the personal experience is going out.
Yes, it is. But it's happening in every field, I would say. Right?
Because HR core is that one, right?
Yeah.
That's what I this is my personal opinion that is missing the personal experience, a personal touch.
See, I would not limit it to HR. I would say it's happening across.
Oh,
See, customer care was the most important thing. Forget HR. Customer is the king, right?
Correct.
Customer care was the most important thing that every organization looked at. Right? In BPL, when I was there, customer care for some time was moved under HR head because Senior management felt that HR head, though he also had a experience of service industry and had a passion for customer care and service, and they felt maybe he can drive that better so that we can retain the customers well.
Correct.
But the problem today is one of my flight has got cancelled, booked through one of the platforms. That flight has got cancelled. So I waited for a week. They said refund will come or something. I waited for almost 10 days. Nothing happened. So I mailed to the airline saying that, what happened to my refund. So they promptly replied back saying that you have booked through an agent. Your money has already been sent back to the agent. Please contact the agent. Now I contacted the platform. So as we all know, there's all that bot keeps coming. Select
Chatbot.
no, the chat bot. In the chat bot, ultimate answer was contact this number.
Okay.
Now that number is not working.
Oh,
Where is the human touch? Where is the customer care?
that's what. Okay.
So forget HR people. Customer is king, right, for any organization. There is no, because so much of use of technology and productivity being driven. I think the human touch is going away everywhere. At the same time, I would also say that again coming back to HR, I would say that many people say SRF, you are HR, so you can do it better. So I keep saying that it's not that I'm qualified HR, therefore I'm good at it or I'm expected to do it. First, every manager needs to be a good human being.
Correct.
It could be any function. Then you need to, there is a case, I think, recently in newspaper, one HR manager has been arrested in a posh related complaint.
Okay.
Because when they investigated, they saw that that other lady, a Greek lady, had mailed her. That's investigating. I don't know what is the final thing. That's what is in news. They said when we connected to her, she didn't respond back properly. So the accusation is she should have ideally guided her well. So from before we see that many HR people also are not approachable. See, it's not about being HR. It's about being a good human being and responding to people's issues, be it any function. So I would say technology is spoiling it in any case, but I think HR people and also other functions need to be more empathetic and more approachable and more resonating with issues that keep coming up around them.
Okay. According to you, it's very important for any
area. Technology will happen, but then
not only HR, every area is important.
Overdose of technology is not good, one. And second is that wherever human, like I gave you customer care example, there should be a
something.
they should ideally they should call up and say, sir, what happened? Can I help you?
Correct. That is a missing.
Then I'm struggling from last 2 days. The technology is not working.
Correct. That's what missing now. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing all your stories or examples. That really it means a lot. Before ending the podcast, if you help us with the 3 pro tips for upcoming professionals.
I think one of the main tip is to say that always always grab or don't leave the opportunities that are coming up.
Just grab the opportunity.
Yes, as they say, bird in hand is better than 2 in the bush. People keep looking at something else that can be better and all that. But I think that is the first thing that I would want to say for young professionals to look at, because opportunities come rare, and when it comes, it should be grabbed. Grab it and build from that.
Correct.
Start working from there, because you can keep hoping, but you never know what happens. That's one. Secondly, I would say whatever you do it with sincerity, because any job, anything that you get to do, I think sincerity is most important. And I think most of the best or the most important aspect is integrity. Integrity is something once questioned, once doubted, cannot be repaired. I think these are the top 3 things.
That's very, very important.
I feel is important.
Yeah. Integrity is, especially integrity is very, very important. Yeah.
Yes.
If you take anywhere, that's very, very important. Yeah. But thank you so much for
pleasure
coming and sharing all your knowledge.
It was a nice.
It's been great.
For me, it was a new experience.
I hope you enjoyed the conversation.
I hope people who hear enjoy it.
Definitely they
But
will.
of course, I enjoyed, and it was nice.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you
Being
so
here.
much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming, sir. It's a
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
gift from our side.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here are my 3 takeaway from this episode. The first one is survey. As he mentioned in the podcast that they're doing every 2 years once employee survey about employee happiness. This is very, very important because you should know what actually happening in the down the line people. When you do survey on a yearly basis or 2 years once, you'll get overall picture because you'll get to know how many people are happy about the organization, and you'll get a feedback that where you have to improve as a management. That's very, very important for any organization to do survey on a regular basis. That one. The second one is empower. It's very important because when he joined as a 20 years earlier, someone is helping him to grow himself, right? That's what. It's very important to empower others. Your responsibility as a leader to create second line leader. Very, very important. You need to empower others on a regular basis. Even though if you have a small team or a bigger team, make sure that you empower others to help them to grow in their professional life. And the third one is people system. It's very important because when you talk about objective of the HR, this is people system, one of the objective of the HR. How do you build a system in things? How people system? How much you will be personal touch? How you give the personal experience? What are things you require for run a HR? It's very important. You should be people system person. These are my 3 takeaway from this episode. If you like this episode, please do subscribe and share with your professional friend. See you in the next episode. Thank you.